السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه وبعد. Alhamdulillah, today was the 8th of the month of Ramadan, so tonight is the 9th month of the month of Ramadan 1445. Alhamdulillah, خداوند توفیق داد که یک هفته از ماه مبارک رمضان رو زیادتر، روزه یک هفته زیادتر، 8 روز شب نهم ماه مبارک رمضان هست و به سلسله صحبت‌هایی که داشتیم در قرآن کریم خداوند متعال راجع به ابتلا امتحان مردم بسیار قصه ها هست و این یک حدیث است و در اون حدیث که رسول الله صلی الله علیه و سلم می فرماید که اشد الناس ابتلاء الانبیاء، اشد الناس ابتلاء الانبیاء ثم الامثل فالامثل يبتلى الرجل على حسب دينه فإن كان دينه صلبا اشتد بلاؤه وإن كان في دينه رقة ابتلي على قدر دينه وما يبرح البلاء بالعبد حتى يتركه يمشي على الأرض وما عليه الخطيئة. در این حدیث رسول الله صلی الله علیه و سلم فرماید شدیدترین ابتلا امتحان که میشن او انبیا هست. شدیدترین ابتلا امتحان انبیا هست. یعنی اگر کسی ابتلا و امتحان شود این به معنای زین نیست که را خداوند بد میبینه، این مبغوض است در نزد پروردگار، بلکه خداوند کسانی را امتحان میکنه که سزای حساب میکنه، کسانی که وزن داره در نزد پروردگار، کسانی که مردمایی هستند که این مردمای حسابی هستند که او انبیا هست. اشد الناس بلاء الانبیاء ثم الامثل فالامثل. بعد از اون نزدیکتر به اونا کسی که هست، بعد از انبیا کسی زیادتر امتحان میشن او کسایی که نزدیکتر به انبیا هستند. دیگه هر انسان کل امرئ یبتلی الرجل علی حسب دینه، هر کسی به مطابق امو دینش، به مو اندازه که دینش هست، ایمانش هست، به مو اندازه امتحان میشه. یعنی چقدر ایمانش قوی، ایمانش زیاد یا دینش قوی تر مستحکم باشه، با مو اندازه ابتلا امتحانش زیاد هست. یعنی این سلسله هایی هست، مثلا امتحان های مختلف هست، امتحان های مثلا ابتدایی و باز متوسطه و لیسه و باز فانتون و بالا و دکترا، هر کدامش فرق داره. همقدر که علم زیاد میشه همقدر امتحان مشکل تر میشه، همقدر که دین زیاد باشه با همقدر باز ابتلا و امتحانشان زیاد میشه. دیگه اگر میگه یک انسان در دین خود مستحکم تر بود، ایمانشان و امتحانشان قوی تر هست، و اگر دینش رقیق تر بود، ضعیف تر بود و امتحانشان به مو اندازه است. و این امتحان به انسان میگه میآید تا که تمام گناه های انسان بریزه و این انسان بالای روی زمین حرکت میکنه و هیچ گناهی بهش باقی نمانده، هیچ گناهی باقی نمیمانده و مو تمام ابتلاعات چیزی که از گناهایش خداوند متعال میریزاند. اگه به این حساب امتحان بزرگی که انشاءالله صحبت میکنیم امتحان ابراهیم علیه السلام بوده. ابراهیم علیه السلام یک شخصی که در کهنسالی صاحب اولاد شد، سالهای سال اولاد نداشت، میخواستند که اولاد داشته باشند اما اولاد نداشتند، نتانستند، اما در آخر عمر که خداوند متعال برش اولاد داد، باز خداوند برش امر میکرد که اولاد را ذبح کند. یک امتحان، یک ابتلا هست و این را وقتی که برش میگه که ذبح کن، ابراهیم علیه السلام بی درنگ بدون کدام تأمل چون فهمید که خواب انبیا او هم وحی است، دیگه او را امر پروردگار تنفیذ میکنه، امر پروردگار همون چیزی که امر کرده امر مطابق زو عمل میکنه. اما خداوند متعال او خو نو بسیار رحیم است به ابراهیم نسبت به ابراهیم که بچه خود است. رحمت خداوند متعال بالای ابراهیم، بالای بچه ابراهیم بسیار زیادتر از رحمت ابراهیم بالای پسر خود است. خداوند متعال هرگز نمیخواست که پسر خود را ذبح کنه، اما یک امتحان بود. اما چون ابراهیم ثابت کرد که یک شخصی است که در هر ابتدا امتحان هر امری استاده است، از همین خاطر خداوند متعال ابراهیم ان ابراهیم کان امة قانتا، ابراهیم در ذات خود یک نفر یک امت است. امت خداوند ابراهیم امت خوانده. این به تنهایی خود یک شخص یک امت است. این امت که هستی که این خوب امو جوهری که داره، امو امتحان و کامیابی که در امتحانی که حاصل کرده، امو ثابت ساخته که یک امت است. یک شخص نیست، یک فامیل نیست، بلکه یک امت بوده که او را خداوند متعال تو سرشان نجات داده، اسماعیل علیه السلام، و خداوند متعال این را در این امتحان پیروز ساخته. My dear brothers and sisters, Alhamdulillah, today we are talking about this message of the Quran. When Ibrahim alayhi salam was commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he saw the vision that to sacrifice his son, and he said to his son, قال يا بني إني أرى في المنام أني أذبحك. Oh my dear son, I see in my vision that I'm going to slaughter you. So see Ibrahim alayhi salam, an old man, the man that had no kids, and the end of his life, in the old age, he got son Ismail. And then later on after Ismail, by 10, 15 years, he got Ishaq. So Ismail was the oldest one. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded him to slaughter your son. And then Ibrahim al-Salam, without any hesitation, since he knew that his vision as a prophet, his vision is also revelation, it's command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Ibrahim alayhi salam told his son, Ya bunayya inni ara fil manami anni adbahuka. Oh my dear son, I see in my vision that I'm going to slaughter you. So son also, this was the father. Father is implementing what Allah commanded. And the son in the same time, son is also faf'al ma tu'mar. Do what Allah has commanded you to do. So the son is also not saying anything. The mother, Hajar, is also not saying anything. So why? Because they are Muslims. They are surrendering themselves to Allah, the command of Allah. They are surrendering their will to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Submission. This is Islam. That's why we say all prophets, they were Muslims. And prophets' families and the prophets' followers, they were Muslims. Because they submit their will to the will of God, to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more merciful on Ibrahim than Ibrahim being merciful on his son, on his family. Allah doesn't intend that his son to be slaughtered, but that was a mere test. A test that how he was tried and how he was successful in his test. And Ibrahim was that he slaughtered his desires. Ibrahim slaughtered his desires. What was his desires? His desires was the love of his son. When Allah commanded him, then he started that desires. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we pay attention here that anything we have in our hearts, desires, that first and foremost, our desire should be for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we will be tested for that. So if we are tested, we prefer to what is the will and what is the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that should be our desires. So that's what happened here in Ismail alayhi salam, in Ibrahim alayhi salam, and those two great prophets, especially Ibrahim. And that's why Allah said, Inna Ibrahim kana ummatan qanitan lillah. Ibrahim by himself was an ummah, a nation. One person. But he deserved to be a nation. It's not like one person, one family, a father or a son or a household head. But he himself was called a nation by himself, only Ibrahim, because he was such a believer, such a person that submit his will to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in anything that he was commanded, and he carried out that rules. So alhamdulillah, in the month of Ramadan, when we coming close to the middle of Ramadan, inshallah, into the end of Ramadan, so the best speech to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the best words to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the word of Allah, Quran. So that's the best thing that we have to increase reciting of the Quran. So the best of the people, generally everywhere the best of the people, those people who recite Quran, who teaches Quran. خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. The best of you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the best of you, all of you, who is the best amongst you is the one that who learns Quran and teaches Quran. The seeker of the knowledge of Quran and the teacher of the Quran. So these are the best people. And also that what is the secret to be the best? What is the secret of the best to learn Quran and teach Quran? And that's what Prophet ﷺ said, Man allama ayatan min kitabillah kana lahu thawabuhu ma tuliyat. So if you taught one ayah to someone from the Quran, so you will get the reward of that ayah as long as that ayah is recited. As long as that ayah is recited by that person that you taught, as long as they are reciting, so you get the reward of the recitation. So this is the best thing to be, and you are the best person. And also the real noble person is the person Ashrafu Ummati. Prophet ﷺ said, Hamalatul Quran. Those are the people that they are carrying Quran. They are memorizing the Quran. Wa Ashabul Layl. It's very important. Ashabul Layl. The people of the night. Who are the people of the night? Where they're spending their night? We see a lot of people, nighttime, they're spending their night partying and here and there. Those are not the best people. They're not the noble people. As Prophet ﷺ said, the noble people, those who are standing during the nighttime and reciting Quran. Ashabul Layl. Nighttime recitation. Abu Musa Ash'ari radiallahu anhu was standing nighttime and reciting Quran. Prophet ﷺ was passing by his house on the street when he came close to the house of Abu Musa, and he was reciting the Quran. And Prophet ﷺ loved that recitation and stood up by the wall of the house, and he was reciting. And then next day, Prophet ﷺ told him that last night I enjoyed listening to your Quran. Say, how Ya Rasulullah? He said, I was passing by the house. And what did he say, Abu Musa? He said, Ya Rasulullah, if I knew that you were listening, I would make it more beautiful. I would beautify the recitation of the Quran if I knew that you were standing there listening to the Quran. So Alhamdulillah, this is the month of Quran, and this is the chance and the opportunity for us to get closer to Quran, and through Quran get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.